What's up, everybody? It's the Red Line Radio, and we are back with another One Piece review 1138 and 39. Kuma is back. The Buster cult attack. A lot's going on, and it's all happening on Egghead. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. 1138. Thank you, Dad. Bonnie and Kuma's warm embrace. So we're at the very end of our flashback of Kuma's memories. Well, I guess in a way. We're actually already done with that, but we're gonna get a little bit of extra at the end here. Kuma, the actual Kuma, who was thought to have been dead and long gone been a cyborg, has demonstrated his hard will and has made it to Egghead to protect Bonnie. And crumbles in front of Bonnie at her feet while she's crying. Because that's the whole thing with her changing ages in these scenes is we all want to be grown-ups in a way, but then when you're around your parents, it's like you do revert to being a child in a way. Like you could be a 35-year-old adult and go to your parents' house to like go eat, and it's like you get told to do X and Y. It's like, all right, shit, like I do have to listen.
Yeah.
uh so warm embrace, it's nice. Everyone's questioning it. We're like, dude, what the hell? Like, why Vegapunk is wilding, Saint Saturn is acting up. Like, dude, I've killed you. I've blown up your head. We took away your free will. What is going on? You've of you know kind of gotten away from both of my plans for you.
Yeah. And if I'm Saturn, I'm annoyed, a little interested, a little pissed off, but I'm not like livid yet. You know what I mean? I'm more like, why are you even doing this? Like, what's the point of
Yeah.
all this? Like, we're going to, oh, like, long story short, we're gonna blow up the whole place. Vegapunk begs and pleads. He's like, we're gonna lose like 100 years worth of like tech, knowledge, and he's like, sorry, bro, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and Kuma comes back and he's more like, how are you overriding this technology? Like, like I was watching Vegapunk and I made sure he didn't like do nothing like tricky. Like, what's going on right now? And this just leads back to the beginning of the arc when they see those cybernetic what are the Sea Kings?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I always forget what they're called. Those cybernetic Sea Kings, and Vegapunks talk about how he can't take their base instincts away, or it's very hard to. Well, this is got to be Kuma's base fatherly instinct that's overriding. So, no kind of technology, no kind of nothing can override that.
Yeah, and if you go back to somebody like Luffy and his Devil Fruit, where the Devil Fruit itself does develop a will of its own, you could easily say that that's what we're seeing as well here with Kuma, that Kuma's Paw fruit has developed a will of its own. Maybe even his will is strong enough to then create this Devil Fruit having a will of its own. And then that could be what we see here. I don't think we've really seen outside of actions like him actually verbally say anything. And in the manga, I can't really remember either
I
if
don't
there
think
was
he
anything.
does, but he does do that fucking that cold ass stare he be doing with
Yeah,
them two eyes that
which
are different colors right now.
yeah, like non-verbal like aggression where he is protecting Bonnie to the fullest of his ability.
Yeah, you
Which
can you know why he's here. You know what
yeah,
he's doing, and you know that you gotta pretty much stop him.
yeah. Um, and I want to know what this freeze ability Saturn has here because Sanji is not somebody who sits down lightly. So him being kind of frozen in place, I forget what that was, but
Me
and maybe
too.
we don't have an explanation yet.
Me too. That is uh what word am I think this is the second time I use it. Peculiar. This is an interesting ability because we've seen what these other abilities have like been transformed or fleshed into later in the
Hmm.
manga, like the summoning circles and just their overall forms and where the black banners come from and stuff like that. or the black clouds come from. Actually, just more about like Emu's powers in general, but we
Yeah,
don't really
yeah,
know much about that freeze because like even in
yeah.
the manga, like Emu hasn't made anybody freeze yet. So I wonder if this is just a conquers hockey like pulse that he does, that's radiated with his malintent that just kind of like freezes people.
Yeah, and because and it's something that he has to like actually put out there because with Sanji, he is able to stand up to him later in the episode of 1138 where Kuma's about to get struck while holding Bonnie and Sanji kicks it away. So it's like it's obviously not something like Sanji was scared. I don't think that was it. I think it was an actual force holding him down.
Yeah, and I'm
But
thinking it's like what Dragon Ball Z key, like spiritual pressure, and like Yu Yu
could be.
Hakusho, where it's just like they're emanating a strong aura that kind of like keeps you in place. And that's kind of what
Yeah,
Conqueror's hockey is, but we don't see it like depicted, so we can't like see if that's what it is.
agreed. But as you know, after Kuma makes landfall, we have kind of given up on Egghead Island if we're the Marines here, and we've called in a Buster call. Which, if those of you, I don't know how you've gotten this far without remembering what a Buster call is, but you think of O'Hara, you think of
And
Enies
he's lobby.
Lobby, yeah. And so this island is not going to be here in about 35 minutes. Lucia, these are all places that used to exist, that no longer do. And 1139 is kind of just the start of that just destruction.
Yeah, a lot of
And
the it's another perspective for a Buster Call. We've seen Buster Calls from the perspective of people who are actually, I mean, innocent in a way. I'm talking about O'Hara. I mean,
sure,
obviously they were going against the law, but all they were doing is research. Did they deserve that? No. And you saw what lengths innocent people and like researchers were going to like save like just the knowledge. And then over at Annie's lobby, you kind of see it from the military members' perspective. Like, oh shit, the military would even do that to us here? Like, you don't see that here. You don't see nobody evacuating the books or technology. You don't see any of the members being like, oh god, what? No, you see them dying. You
hmm
see military members dying. But this perspective is all from like Vegapunk, like the guy who created it all. Like watching everything get torn down. We're watching somebody's dream crumble to the floor.
and look, I like to bring this up because Vegapunk has made a lot of choices. Now he didn't have the best options, but I mean, he did take away this guy's free will. And he thought, if I do all of this, I'll be able to do my science. So he sold his soul to the devil for the devil to just come kill him anyways. And he was like, hey, no, no, no. I mean, you did the research, not me. We had an agreement. Um, I just, I would like to see more like pushback, I guess, from the other admirals here. I get it at the same time, but like I forget her name, but she's just they all just kind of hold the line. They're like, "Oh, well, he said Buster
Oh,
call, so it's
doll,
Buster
yeah,
call
yeah.
time."
They're when they
Yeah,
oh cross chin. I'm like I know that's not Momonga. Is that Momonga? No,
Red
Dogstrom.
King.
Right? No, no, no,
Oh,
no,
nope,
no.
nope. You're right.
But
Dalmatian.
yeah,
One of them.
Dalmatian. Yeah, Dalmatian and Doll. They're just standing there like, well, that's a giant demon monster. We got that's our job. We gotta listen to him. Those are the orders. So
Which
better
kind of
not.
and
Let's just not question it. We see
yeah.
what's happening around us. Let's just get our crew home. How about we do that? Let's just get as much of our crew home that we can.
That's crazy. Yeah, and it is it. It's like, hey, look, I'm gonna protect the people I know and sacrifice the people I do not. And that's how a lot of people operate, actually. But to get to the point where our background happens, where I mean, Vegapunk has never really been like the informal or the formal type like this, and he just bows his head and kind of begs for mercy because he understands that hey, we've this is our only option left. That's when Saturn kind of crushes him though, and he's like, "Hey,
He
you
did
remember
beg.
that?"
He's like, no, please don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
To add insult to injury, he's like, "Hey, remember that last hope ship you had out of here about yesterday? We went ahead and burned that to the ground. Don't worry though, no survivors, nobody suffered." And it's
He's
like,
like, yeah, I didn't want people knowing about the voice entry, and you know that, you know that,
you
you
knew
know that. So we ain't
you're the one
killing
of
him.
the you're one of the few people that knows about O'Hara. You know why we did it, and that's the crazy. It's like you just hear of it as a legend, but Vegapunk knows, and they know he knows. So it's like that's kind of crazy to me. I don't know. I don't know.
And to do all
Um,
this while you're standing at what 70 feet tall,
you must feel like a
with a
god.
cane and six
Yeah.
legs, you're just like posing there, just like, all right, like, what are you gonna do after this? Like, he doesn't expect to have to fight. He doesn't think he's gonna have to fight here. So, are you doing all this prostrating for what, bro? Like, you could have just showed up in your normal form, like at this
Yeah.
point. But yeah, like, you're just gonna turn back to normal, teleport to the ship, and be like, all right, good job, everybody. Time to go
Yeah.
home. Like, what is your end game for this, Saturn? That's what I'm interested about.
I do like the team up here between Lilith and
Frankie.
Brooke.
No,
No.
Brooke. Yeah, bro. The Lilith Brooke. Talk about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like he's so there's island clouds, and Brooke is freezing them as they're sliding, which is basically just picking up speed, and they're just a good combo. Like she's a scientist, and she's very much like Frankie in a way, and Vegapunk, and Brooke is just his goofy self
Yeah.
who asks for panties all the time, and
Yeah, but she
she'll
is
pick you up.
intelligent, but he is
Yeah.
wise.
Yes.
So but his wisdom goes to like an end because it's like that was the actual part that made me laugh. I'm like, oh, this is like an enjoyable part because like they're sliding on the ice, and
Hmm.
Vegapunk is like, this is genius, and Brooke is like, the world's greatest, like most intelligent person is calling me a genius. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of flattered. And then
Yeah.
And Lilith is like, all right, well, how we stop? And Brooke is like,
Well, yeah, dude. I don't know. And this is for you old timey like movie enjoyers. There was this movie at one point. It was like you hook up an old ass car to a moving train, and it was like you tie it on with a cable, and it's like, oh, but how did we stop? And it's like, fuck, I knew we forgot something. It was like,
oh
oh
shit, you
my
can't even stop the train, bro.
yeah. Well, they're in the car and they just all they do is run over to hook it onto the train, and it's like, wait, how do we stop those? Like, I didn't think about that. And it's like,
Yo,
yeah,
gotta jump
that's
out,
something to think about. Yeah,
bro. Yeah, that's terrifying, bro.
yeah.
You jump out and roll backwards a little bit, dog. It's over. Actually, I just
That
started a
shit.
train. I started a train on the Walking Dead game. I'm restarting the Walking Dead season
Oh,
one.
nice.
We're playing season 1 to 4 with Clementine. Amazing series from Telltale. I just had to start a train, and that shit took so long because it's the first of the 4 games, so it's really slow pace. I
Sure.
just gave. I started the train. I said, "All right,
Get me out of
yeah,
here.
I'm about done." But yeah, bro. This Frankie, not Frankie. This Brooke and Lilith moment is kind of cool. I like to see her interactions with other members. I think we've seen a lot of her interactions with like Sanji, Frankie, now Brooke. I like to see how she interacts with like Robin and Nami, and maybe just I guess we've seen
Sure.
Luffy 101, maybe Zoro,
Yeah,
Chopper.
and so and we're at the part of the episode where Luffy's caught in front of the eating machine. So did he eat twice here?
I think he
Kizaru
moved.
fed him.
I think he
Yeah,
moved.
somebody moved
And
him,
we were
right?
talking
Yeah.
about how obvious it was that Kizaru fed him, and now I'm like, wait a minute, did fucking Van Auger?
Teleport him to get fed again.
Yeah, because Oda keeps saying like, oh yeah, it moved at the speed of light, moved at the speed of light. I'm like, oh wait, but Van Auger can just teleport at the speed of light, like faster than speed of light. Like,
Yeah.
and there's like, and this very much goes into Van Auger's like, oh, we're just gonna cause chaos, so I can just hang out, and, survey the land. Fucking
Yeah.
Katarina can touch as many people as she wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're here for a reason. Like they didn't. This is all happening while they're on the way. So this is just happy accident that they're here while this is happening. So I wonder what they were originally coming here for. I doubt it was Saturn, or they must have been just coming here for Vegapunk.
And the last are they're usually where chaos is, and
Yeah.
they're at the aftermath of the chaos to pick up the scraps. They're like carnivores or not carrions. They're like carrions.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can imagine a scenario where the Blackbeard pirates are showing up, and Van Augur teleported to survey the land ahead of time, and he's just like, let's cause some trouble. We don't want people to be aware we're on our way.
Which is kind of interesting because Lafitte kind of does the same thing. Actually, they both are pretty good scouts. Um, Kizaru catching up to the vacuum rocket thing was pretty. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
Special effects, dude. Yeah, I
How?
didn't understand the looping around thing because I'm like, okay, why didn't you just slow down and stay on top of them? Like, just I don't
Hmm.
know, nitpicking, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. But I guess if you can move at the speed of light, then it's like, why not do that kind of stuff? You know, maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
guess.
that was him slowing himself down to like their speed.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I like that. But I mean, we're toward the end, and I mean, we're the episode ends with we're supposed to lose hope here. That's how the episode ends. But for the manga readers, we understand what's about to drop next week. We know Luffy's 10 minutes, that 10-minute break is about to be up, and we're about to get some reinforcements here on the island. So next week's episode is going to be pretty tight.
I think I want to make a video one of these days about the 10-minute breaks between Luffy's fights, or
Yeah.
what happens. Go through like every arc and show what happens in between round one and round two
Hmm.
of Luffy's fights. Like, here's all the chaos that happened because you didn't finish him off the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Well, like Dressrosa, like they're having like a full stadium chant for him. He's being carried around like a just like a football,
yeah,
and it's like, okay, hey, just survive, and that's all we need you to do right now.
in Totland in Whole Cake, like he fought Katakuri for
Yeah.
16 hours and he had to run for a while. He
Yeah.
was running from him, jumped through mirrors, like hiding for a while, so he could get his energy back. Like that was a very tough time for Luffy.
Yeah, it
But
was.
yeah, did we miss anything on this episode?
Uh, at the end of the episode, you do see a Marine ship getting beaten, and without saying who, I actually don't even know who it is at this point. There are two groups on the way. We've discussed both of them here. Reinforcements for the Straw Hats could have taken them out, but also the Blackbeard pirates are on the way. So they could have been the ones to destroy the Marine ship.
Yeah,
I don't really know
that's
who it is.
very. I'm glad you brought that up because that's very vague how they had it. Because it's like the ship is destroyed. Anybody could destroy their ship. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, like we know giants are on the way and they're destroying ships, but who's to say that call is coming from the directions the giants are coming from? That's like the Otis shit he be
exactly.
doing. Like it
Yeah.
could be anything. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, next week's episode is gonna be pretty tight. I don't know if it drops next Sunday. You said that there was gonna be a break coming up, right?
I think so. After the 30th, there's like I don't know if it's a week break or something like that,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think because we got the new intro, we got a new outro,
Yep.
so it's a new season. So maybe it's just like a small holiday break, if any. But yeah, we get most likely at the end Gear Fifth Luffy again. The Giants are
Yes,
back.
and I was about to say we see our boys coming from Little Garden.
Dory and
We're
Bragi.
dude. I mean, we haven't seen them. What Shanks and Kid fight? I think we saw them for like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
showed
yeah,
up
yeah.
and
Because
announced it.
yeah, they had to get their new weapons. Yeah, so they got their new weapons. They should have
Oh,
new clothes. Their shit shouldn't be broke. so,
it shouldn't be broke.
so it's be interesting.
But hey, dude, 1139. One Piece is up there, and I mean, I hear rumors that Oda's saying that we're not going to drop over 4 year, or we're not going to have more than 4 years left. So, you think? What do you think? Four
Uh,
years left on the manga?
yeah, I mean that's about what, 200 chapters?
150 chapters. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say 150, 200 chapters. Yeah, I mean, that's
So
still quite a bit.
that
So
is a bit, but it's like, damn, bro, like
only 4
something
years
that
left.
means after this, after after hell, all right, after what is this fucking island that we're on now in the manga?
Egghead.
Elbaf, Elbaf, yeah.
Oh,
After
okay.
Elbaf, like we're jumping right into it. We don't got time. Like we've been in Elbaf for like 50 chapters, and if we only got like 150, 200 chapters left, like the next thing is the final thing.
Yeah, I mean, we go from Egghead to drugged on Elbath. Like that, we that is our literal like process. Is all right, guys. We gotta escape. To how did we get in these clothes? And it's like, wow, we're on Elbath. That's crazy.
Like, all right, let's
So it
speed it up.
happens
Let's
quick.
speed it up.
It happens quickly. But 1139, 1138, solid episodes. Solid episodes.
Yeah,
Manga's really heating up though. So if you guys aren't watching our chapter reviews, definitely hop on the chapter reviews too. We drop those on Thursdays.
yeah, check it out, and we'll be back for another one.
Peace.